There are multiple ways in Photoshop to turn a picture black and white, but for our purposes I'm only going to show you a couple different options. If you're playing around with Photoshop and you find different ways to do it that you like better, that's fine, but I found that these are the ways that I think that they're the easiest and the best ways to tweak your picture to make it black and white. So the first option is up here at the top. Go to Image, then Adjustments, and this, if you recall from our last sessions, is how you permanently change your image. So if you want to permanently change your image to black and white, you're going to go down here to Desaturate, and that takes all the color out of your photo. So I'm going to undo that. If you don't want to permanently change your image, go down here like we've done before to your image adjustment, click on that, and then go to Hue/Saturation right here in the middle. That brings up this box. The hue at the top pretty much changes the different colors of the picture if you drag this little scale to the left or the right. Usually I don't play with this unless I'm doing something artsy for like a poster or a magazine or something like that. If I'm just keeping this as a picture, I usually don't change that at all because I want to keep my colors as true to the normal picture as possible. The saturation in the middle is adjust the brightness or darkness of a color. So if I'm going to drag this, if I drag this to the right, it'll enhance the colors. It'll make them brighter. If I drag them to the left, it'll take the colors away. It'll desaturate it. So if you drag it all the way to the left, it'll take the color out completely. Don't mess with the lightness and darkness. Basically that just adds overall lightness or darkness to the picture, but don't do that. I'd prefer if you just use your curves or your levels because it's a lot better way to change the darknesses and the lightnesses. So I'm going to drag this all the way to the left to desaturate my picture. And here we have the non-destructive layer. Now my picture looks okay like this, but it needs a lot more interest, so I'm going to add more contrast. So I'm going to go to Curves. You guys can go to Levels if you want, if you're more comfortable with that. I'm going to bump up the highlights a lot, bump down the shadows a little bit, maybe brighten up the middle tones, make a slight little S curve there. So now when I click on and off the curves, that's a much better black and white photo because of all the contrast. It makes it a lot more interesting. So now you have a couple ways to turn your picture black and white, and always tweak your picture with curves if you think it needs it.